Hi, it's Stewart Fraser, PGA Professional at Sneinton Golf, and today we've got one of the most anticipated reviews for quite some time for you. It will be one of the most popular products of 2023 when this gets released in January. It's the new PING G430 range of drivers. Now, these come in the same models as what they've had before. We've got the G430 Max, the 430 SFT, and then the 430 LST. So it all seems so far as though it's all very similar to what the G425 was. However, they've managed to pack a whole load of new technology into these heads. So I'm going to talk you through some of the new tech that they've introduced, what benefits and features this is going to give you as a player, but also have a hit with these and see whether this performs better than the previous model. So we're going to start with the G430 Max. And from the top, it immediately looks slightly different with a different finish on the top. We've still got the turbulators. They've been in for a fair few models now, but the most noticeable thing for me immediately was just how shallow this face is on the 430 Max. And I would presume when we look at the SFT, equally as shallow. Now that's going to create a higher ball flight. They've added a variable face thickness into the shallower face as well to give you more ball speed. But generally that will be the one thing that immediately looks different with this driver from the previous model. We've still got the changeable weight at the back, which you can set in the toe for fade, the heel for draw enhancing, or the centre. Also with this one, we've got a new carbon crown. So they call it carbon fly wrap, and it's supposed to take a little bit of weight out the crown so they can redistribute it lower, giving you lower CG, higher MOI. Now, it's always been one of the most forgiving drivers, especially that last G425 model was so forgiving, so accurate and stable. It's hard to see how they could make an improvement upon that, but there is certainly some new technology packed in these heads. The next one is the LST, a little bit deeper face from the other two, give you a little bit lower ball flight, lower spin. Still got the changeable weight on the back as well. Noticeable with this one, different crown, looks different. We've got like a little half moon shape on the top. It's a different finish, it's more of a carbon weave top. So a different look to the LST from the other two. But the biggest change is the SFT this year. Previous years they've just had all the weight in the heel, especially the G425. I've never known anybody slice the 425 SFT, so really draw enhancing. But this time round we've also got the changeable weight in the back of this. So we've got a draw setting, but then a draw plus setting. So even more draw enhancement for the guy that slices it. I would expect that to seriously encourage a draw shape. Even people who normally slice it, I can't see that being a problem, reducing that slice and creating a much straighter ball flight than what you're used to. Now, my only complaint with the old G425 model, as you might have seen from the review, is these things sounded really noisy. So they sounded really hollow, and it's a little bit of feedback we've had from the players that have tried them as well. They were quite noisy. Even the LST, which is supposed to be slightly deader in sound, was noisy. Now they've changed this. They've brought out a new internal rib structure inside the head, which is supposed to change the noise that this makes when the ball comes off the club face. So I'm looking forward to, when trying this, I'm looking forward to having a much deader noise off the club face, something a little bit duller, more solid sounding than what the G425 was. But that's a nice introduction from Ping as well, because I would say that is literally the only complaint I've found with the G425. I mean, finally, in terms of shaft options and offerings, we've got the Ultra CB, which is the standard stock Ping shaft, and we've got the Tour shaft as well in this. But two new introductions for shafts this year. We've got the Cali, which has been popular in other brands, so they've introduced that. And then we've got the Hazardous RDX Smoke as well, which is a completely new introduction to Ping. It's a very low spin shaft, and I think it'll go really nicely alongside, especially the LST head. Should produce a really low spin ball flight, and if you get that spin down as well, that generally increases distance. Really looking forward to having a go with this one. Let's put it to the test. So now, having had a few shots with the new G430, I can confirm that this performs every bit as good as the old 425, if not a little bit better. but there are some modifications to this that I found a huge improvement. Noticeably for me anyway, the reason why I wouldn't play the 425 previously was the sound. Now this is a lot better acoustically than the old 425. They certainly seem to have changed the noise that it makes coming off the club face. It's a lot sort of more muffled sound, a deader sound than what the old sort of tin can noise used to be with the 425. And I say that was the only criticism that I had personally with the 425, and that a lot of people who tested it and got custom fit for a 425 had, even though the performance was out of this world. I like the modifications they've made also to the looks of the head. I think it's a little bit stealthier than what it used to look. Also with the SFT, they've now got a draw plus setting, so for you guys that slice it, that's going to be an absolute dream. There's no way on earth you're going to be able to slice the new 430 SFT. Overall though, the performance is fantastic. The LST is still super low spinning. The Max is still probably the easiest golf club on the market to hit. They've made some really nice introductions. This thing looks fantastic and performs absolutely brilliantly. Overall, the new PING G430 is an absolute must to try if you're thinking of getting custom fit for a new driver in 2023. There's an awful lot of new exciting products coming out on the market this January, but this is certainly one of the most exciting, and I'm intrigued to see what our customers think of this, and in terms of fitting for this product, how this works with the average club golfer. Really excited for this. Thanks for watching our video review on the new PING G430, and I'll see you again soon.